New year, new you, right? Let's be honest, most of you are going to bring the same old habits into the new year, and yet you wonder why your love life is still a disaster. But that should end with this video. This is your ultimate starter pack for finally getting what you want in love this year. And trust me, it's not going to look like anything you've ever heard or thought about. Jessica OS here. Welcome to the channel. So I'm not going to jaw, I'm not going to waste time. Let's jump into it. Step one, stop settling for breadcrumbs. Let's get real for a second. Why are so many men out here accepting crumbs when they deserve the whole damn loaf? Let me paint you a picture. You're texting a girl, right? She replies once every 2 days with something like LOL or yeah. She never initiates plans, and when she does show up, it's like she's doing you a favor. Sound familiar? That's what I call breadcrumbing. It's the lowest form of effort a person can give anyone in a relationship. This is the year you recognize your worth and stop accepting bare minimum. Breadcrumbing isn't love, it's a tactic. She's keeping you around just enough to stroke her ego while she looks for the guy that she really wants. You're not her priority, you're her backup plan. And let me tell you, no one respects a backup plan. Most guys settle for breadcrumbs because they think, well, that's all they've got. Maybe you've convinced yourself that she's out of your league, or you're afraid of being alone. That mindset needs to stop today. Women are naturally drawn to men who set boundaries and who know their value. If you don't value yourself, how do you expect her to? Listen to me, you don't have to play this game. You don't have to wait around hoping that she'll finally notice how amazing you are. And honestly, the more you chase her, the less attractive you become. Women don't respect men who stick around when they're not appreciated. No one does. How do you stop settling? Easy. Flip the script. The next time she gives you a lukewarm text, don't respond right away. Or better yet, not at all. The next time she cancels plans last minute, don't ask for a reschedule. Instead, you focus your energy on women who are just as invested in you as you are in them. Example, say you've been messaging someone who only gives you one-word replies. Instead of bending over backward to keep that conversation going, simply let it die. You heard me right. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need her validation. And watch how fast she either steps up or fades away. And either outcome is a win for you, because the truth is, the moment you stop chasing breadcrumbs is the moment you take back a power that belongs to you. Women sense when a man has standards. You're not asking for too much by expecting consistency, effort, and respect. You're asking for the basics of any healthy relationship. And if she can't give you that, she's not the one. I'm sorry. Let this be the year you stop chasing women who don't deserve you and start attracting the kind of love that you've always wanted. You don't need breadcrumbs when you can have the whole feast. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep settling, or you'll finally step into your worth this year? Step two. Build your value outside of her. Let's have a hard talk, fellas. If your world revolves around one woman, her texts, her calls, her approval, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And I've said this already. Women can feel it when a guy puts her on a pedestal. And while it might seem sweet at first, it becomes unattractive very fast. Why? Because nobody wants to be someone's entire universe. And that's a fact. Because it's not love, it's pressure. This is the year you stop making her your sole focus and start building a life that's exciting, that's fulfilling, and entirely your own. Trust me, when you shift your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, you won't just attract her, you'll have women competing for your attention. So how do you build value outside of her? This is what you do. Here's your 2025 starter pack for leveling up. Number one, chase your passions. Maybe you've always wanted to, pick up a guitar, start a new business, get into photography. Stop waiting for the right time and start today. When you have something you're genuinely passionate about, it lights you up, and that energy becomes attractive to anyone who looks at you. Two, prioritize your fitness. I may sound like a broken record, but let's be real. Physical health plays a huge role in confidence. Hit the gym, go for a run, take up a sport. When you look good, you feel good, and it shows. Plus, women notice a man who takes care of himself. 3, build financial independence if you haven't already. Nothing screams confidence and stability like a man who's got his finances in order. If you're still living paycheck to paycheck, make this year the year that you learn how to save, invest, and grow your wealth. It's not about being a millionaire. I want you to handle your life like a boss. 4, cultivate a strong social circle. Your friends reflect your value. So you want to surround yourself with people who inspire you, who support you, and push you to be better. A man with a solid social life is automatically more attractive because it shows he's likable, he's respected, and not overly dependent on any one person for his happiness. 5, learn something new. Women love a man who's constantly growing, whether it's learning a new language, taking up a, cooking class, or reading about personal development. Show her that you're always evolving. A man who invests in himself is never boring. Avoid these pitfalls. Now, let me warn you about what to do. Building your value doesn't mean pretending to be busy to make her jealous or seem untouchable. It doesn't mean ignoring her or acting cold. That's not attractive, it's immature. And don't pick up hobbies just because you think they'll impress her. If you're doing something just to get her attention, it's not genuine. And women can smell fake effort a mile away. So what you want to do is build your value for you. The right woman will notice and appreciate it. So fellas, let this year be the year you build a life so incredible that she doesn't just want to be with you, she feels privileged to be part of your journey. Start today. Your future self will thank you for it. Step 3, set the standard and stick to it. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. If you're accepting flaky behavior, disrespect, or constant excuses, you're telling her that it's okay to treat you the way she does. And the sad part is, it's not her fault, it's actually yours. That should change. This year, you're going to set the standard for how you want to be treated, and you're going to stick to it, no exceptions. It's about having enough self-respect to say, I deserve better than this, and walking away when a woman doesn't meet your standard. Because let me tell you, fellas, standards should not be negotiable. They're what separate the men who get played from the men who get respect. Standards protect you from toxic behavior. They also create space for the right kind of people to enter your life. When you set a clear standard, you're sending a message. I value myself, and I expect others to value me too. Think about it. Who's more attractive? The guy who tolerates flaky behavior, or the guy who calmly says, yeah, I don't do games, and walks away? Of course, it's the second guy every time. Why? Because women respect a man who respects himself. How to set your standards. Now, setting your standards isn't just about saying you have them. It's about enforcing them, and here's how you do it. Number 1, identify what you will and won't tolerate. Start by figuring out what really matters to you in a relationship. Is it consistency? Is it respect? Clear communication? Write it down if you have to. Once you know your non-negotiables, it's easier to spot red flags when they come up. 2, communicate your standards clearly. You don't need to sit her down and read her list of rules, but you should be clear about what you expect. For example, if you value punctuality, say something like, I really appreciate people who respect my time. That way, she knows up front what matters to you. 3, back up your words with actions. This is where most guys mess up. They set a standard, but the moment she tests it, they cave. If she cancels plans last minute without a good reason, you don't say it's fine, you let her know that it's not okay. And if it happens again, you step back. Enforcing your standards shows you're serious, and that's attractive. The power of walking away. One of the most powerful things you can do as a man is walk away, and especially from someone who doesn't meet your standards. Women are used to guys bending over backward to please them. So when you show that you're willing to let go, it sets you apart. It tells her, I don't need you to complete me. I'm already complete. Now, I'm not saying be rigid or unreasonable. Neither am I saying expect perfection or punish her for small mistakes. Relationships require understanding and compromise, but your core values should never be up for negotiation. And don't confuse standards with playing hard to get. You're not trying to manipulate her. You're showing her how to treat you. There's a big difference. When she knows that you're not going to tolerate disrespect in your life, she will rise to the occasion. And if she doesn't, that's okay too, because the right woman will not only meet your standards, she'll exceed them. So fellas, let this year be the year you stop settling for less and start demanding more, not with your words, but with your actions. Set the standard, stick to it, and watch how quickly your love life will transform. To wrap up this video, let me just say this. Love isn't a game you win by luck. It's a skill you master. And with this starter pack, you're already miles ahead of every other guy who hasn't watched this video. So what's it going to be? Are you going to be stepping up this year, or are you going to be staying stuck? The choice is yours. If you're ready to level up your love life, do me a favor, hit that like button and drop a comment with your biggest relationship goal for 2025. And don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the beginning of the next level of your life. Jessica OS here. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll definitely be catching you in the next one. Cheers.